Hi.
It took me a sec to get situated.
It's all right. It's early and it's a little gloomy, so, it just kind of takes the brain a little bit to catch up.
You can say we're seizing the day.
We are. I don't get it. I'm not awake yet.
Oh, no.
I haven't had my coffee yet. What did I miss?
Well,
help me.
What we all missed was a main event that was supposed to go down last night.
Oh, seizing. Seizing. If I had my espresso
we're supposed to brush over it so I don't look like as much of a dick as I do now.
I feel like we just need to own who we are and what we do. Everybody needs.
We're trash people.
We are who we are. We're flawed individuals.
You can't, go through trauma without laughing at it.
Exactly.
That's always been my motto, my family's motto of dealing with things that are unfortunate. You got to make fun of it.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you just go into a depression and take yourself too seriously.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's for the better of everyone. But, dude, how
what
the
a shit
funk.
show.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine?
Oh, my goodness. Poor Aaron. And, I was actually surprised. And I think depending on the platform you're looking at, the comments were giving off all these different vibes. But I was actually surprised at the Instagram comments. They were furious with Aaron for calling her unprofessional.
I know.
You saw that, right?
I normally don't look at comments when it has anything to do with me.
Oh, yeah. Don't do that. I love looking at comments about other people.
But I will go all the way up and down. Don't include me in the drama, but I'm here for it.
Yes. Oh, my God. There was a lot of people who were mad at Erin's immediate reaction. And first of all, it's her immediate reaction. She is backstage. She's ready to punch the girl in the face. And then she gets told to say words about her instead. Of course, you're not going to pull your punches when you're verbally discussing how frustrated you are with the situation.
No, it's an unprecedented situation. She had no idea what was going on. She heard bits and pieces. So she is in real time formulating her thoughts and her feelings. And it's a lot. It's very overwhelming. It was kind of a roller coaster to get to the fight.
Yeah.
And then fight week was, again, a lot of turmoil.
Yeah.
And then
a lot of animosity, a lot of shit talk back and forth. Not really from Erin's side, but Macy almost seemed like she had a chip on her shoulder the entire weekend in her press conferences when she's talking about Erin, calling her one-dimensional. And these are great buildups to a fight. But then if you can't make weight, if you, got a new enhancement that adds a little extra pound on you, and then you can't cut it. And then when you're not able to healthily make it out to the ring, it does give you the feeling of something unprofessional is happening. There is a lack of discipline, and discipline is really a thing. This isn't a reaction to her having a seizure and nothing else. This is a reaction to the buildup of her not being healthy enough to compete. And that happens weeks before, months before you step in the cage. You have to get your heart rate up. You have to burn the fat. You have to be in shape. You have to make sure that you're able to slowly cut the weight so that you're not doing it all the night before, and you'll be able to rehydrate in a proper way. And if this was her first time having a weight miss, if this was her first time, not being able to make it to the fight, then it'd be a different story. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Erin Blanchfield would look like more of an asshole for having this reaction. But because she has habitually messed up, not made it to the fight, gotten injured, having health issues, all these other things, it feels like there's something that she isn't doing. And it seems like you hear through the grapevine, through different people, it seems like there's a lack of discipline.
It would seem that way, especially with the weight issue. Now, the medical issue, I don't know all of her medical issues. I heard the broadcasting kind of candidly, but honestly speaking, just saying that there's a lot that she's been going through. If it was in fact a seizure, that's something that you really cannot control when exactly that happens. And I do hope that she's okay, and I hope that it wasn't as serious as something like that. But everything else leading up to that point, I feel like could have been navigated a lot better. And I think that's where the frustration from Aaron comes from. It's very frustrating to be, waiting to walk out and then a fight doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It's just, there's a lot of buildup. There's a lot of emotion. I think she's handling it the best way that she can with the information that she has. So we'll see what unfolds. I feel like we'll get more information on Monday with the MMA news circuit. But it's a lot. There's a lot of buildup, a lot that goes into a fight, and to not have that climactic end is frustrating.
Yeah, and apparently Valentina was in the building.
Yes!
In the Apex. She wasn't even there to be seen. She just wanted to scope the action. She wanted to check out her competition. And for that information to come through, I'm sure she knew that beforehand, knowing this is going to be a big moment. She's going to be able to right the wrong of the Manon Fiorot fight, get a big win over someone she probably felt really confident against, and then that didn't happen. I don't blame her for not wanting to give her the opportunity to fight her again. We'll see how the UFC handles this, though, because, there's some people who get the Armin Sarukian treatment, and then there's some people who just are allowed to continue to just
get the O'Malley treatment.
Yeah. They get these big opportunities over and over again. And, who knows why?
They are the chosen ones.
We know.
There are chosen ones.
We're
that,
haters.
we've seen a lot. We've had a bird's eye view.
We've been through it. Over and over
all
again.
of the things and the ins and outs that other people are not privy to. So, you just become a little, jaded. Yes. But we can laugh about it.
Yes. I put extra salt in my coffee today just to talk about this situation. What did you think about the criticism of her? I actually wore my
your boobies.
I don't have the full set. Like when I'm in fight week, I have my push-up bra, but then I also have my nude boobs.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the commercial for that?
Yes.
The little stickies, so it's like you don't have to worry about doing something and then it pops out. It's like stuck on there. It gives you a nice big lift, makes you look like you got some enhancements. But the great thing is, when you cut weight, you can take them off.
You can take them off. Yeah, they're not weighing you down. They're not adding those extra ounces that you really didn't need or want to add to your physique. I just have embraced like the flat-chested life. I don't even need to wear a bra. I'm braless right now.
That's great.
You zoom in, you can see some nips.
Hey.
There you go. It's just so it's, if you're going to make that decision while you are still competing, you need to compensate for those by doing some extra cardio, by doing some extra work,
drinking less milk.
Yes. I know that it was like an easy shot to take at her.
Yeah.
Because of the weight miss and a noticeable difference in what she looks like now. Whether she had, whatever she chose to do was her decision. And it was also something that needed to be calculated and taken into consideration. I think this is the first time that I've seen her with these improvements. So maybe it was just a miscalculation on her part. Maybe she didn't realize how it would affect the weight cut. Maybe she didn't, whatever. But yeah, I think it was an easy shot to take at her, just along with everything else that was going on leading up to the fight. I think that, it was just It was what it was.
It was an easy shot, but it was valid. And I think, I sent you that one post, and I was kind of happy that they took it down because it was like, is this the reason why she missed weight? And it was like a picture of like her previous weigh-in and then the weigh-in that happened the other day. And obviously the emphasis was on the size of her boobs, and it was just like, even though it's something that people are talking about, it was still a really distasteful, or
well, when
Post.
one went away, many others popped up.
Yeah, that's true.
Just like a gray hair.
Yeah, well, it was verdict.com, so I was like, come on, guys. Like, you're supposed to be the good guys.
You're better than that.
Yeah.
Supposed to have the fighters back. But, I mean, yes, if she did have enhancements, it can affect the weight cut, and that needs to be addressed during fight camp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, this is the first time she's had enhancements, but she did move up from straw weight.
Because she was having weight issues.
Yeah, and I remember having a conversation with her, and she was like kind of pissed about it. She's like, yeah, I don't know why they made me move up from straw weight. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, girl, you big. Like, you are a thick girl, and you're not even like mid-20s yet. Like, you're still growing. You're still putting on that woman weight. Like, it's okay. Do you think a move up in weight would be a good idea for her? She might be a bit short for the weight class, but I do think, like,
it's a fast track to success. And
Exactly.
honestly, she is a skilled fighter. Like, the what she's done in her fights, she gives people trouble. She's very tenacious, kind of like a Juliana Penne.
Yes.
With that kind of just ferocity inside the cage.
A little better boxing, I'd say.
Angela, we'll get to it.
Yeah, but the power is there. The just sharpshooterness is there, and she's able to do a little bit of everything.
She's very physical.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it could, but I feel like maybe we just see what happens at flyweight because, again, you're dealing with an even more established body type in that weight class at 135. So maybe just see how it goes. Maybe get her health back in order and make those adjustments that she needs to make for the weight cut.
What I wonder is, why does the UFC love pushing people who can't fight more than once every year and a half? You know what I mean? Because, like, it's been a trend. I'm trying to think of who else, but, like, with the O'Malley thing, he was out the entire time he lost the belt, and now he's getting an immediate rematch. After Merab has already defended, there's been other people where it's like you get these big opportunities just because you've been out of the scene, you come back and people only remember that knockout that you had 2 or 3 years ago, and they're like, oh yeah, they're still doing the same thing.
I think there's something about, and I don't want to sound shady or offensive, but there's something about low-hanging fruit with the media. Like people that have a lot of buzz coming off of the Contender Series, they're like the next big thing, and they really push that. If Macy was very exciting on the Contender Series and then coming into the UFC, they give her a lot of opportunities. There's something about the general population and the fans that like somebody because of these big knockouts, these, it creates buzz on them, and then they just kind of like say, okay, go. We're going to build off of this person, and we're really going to bank on all those things. Sometimes it plays out, sometimes it doesn't, like with the Paige and Sage kind of thing. But as long as they give them opportunities and they keep winning, they're going to keep pushing them because it's easier to push.
Yeah. I feel kind of bad for Miranda Maverick. I was able to talk to her the other day on Sirius.
Cheater.
Huh?
You're such a cheater. You're cheating on me.
I know. They paid me. Luckily, I only cheat on you when they pay me, which is,
fine, I guess. I understand.
Basically an escort. But she reminded us that she had a very close fight. Well, it wasn't even really close. It was, when you look at the media scores, they all scored it for Maverick. And I totally forgot about this fight. But it's another one of these things where you feel like the person who has the bigger media push or the bigger online persona or whatever, they get these wins over people who are a little more quiet, a little more like grindy and fighting more often. So yeah, it's unfortunate that sometimes the people who have been grinding and working hard and doing and been disciplined don't get the same opportunities that these other people do. But if Macy doesn't learn from these faux pas that keep happening with her and like learn to just button down and get her health in order and come back stronger, then she might fumble an opportunity that most fighters would kill for.
Yeah. It's, I mean, I know that it can be frustrating for people that don't get those opportunities that they see other people getting. But again, we have to remember, like, there is something to grinding along and kind of earning that spot. And there is just, a lot of beauty in the process. Mm-hmm. And it's easy to get frustrated. I totally understand that. I've been there, but there is a plan and a path. And I think if people like look back on it, they can see how everything worked out perfectly for them.
Yeah. So I think that person might be Blanchfield. She seems to have a really good head on her shoulders right now. She's not trying to rush into a fight next week or call people out and maybe mess up the opportunity she has, being ranked number 4 and being fresh, not having to fight, but kind of bypassing the Barber fight. What do you think's next for her?
I mean, I'd like to see her fight Grasso.
That would be fun.
I think that would be a fun one.
That would be good for Grasso too. Good opportunity.
Yeah, I think that would be a really fun matchup. You could also, I want to see her fighting those top 5. She's ranked number 4. Grasso's number 3. We obviously have Manon that just dropped her title contention, and then we have Natalia Silva who's on deck. Mm-hmm. I think it would just make sense to fight Alexa Grasso. I think that'd be a really good matchup.
Yeah, and then you're not squandering the opportunity that Natalia Silva kind of earned by just dismantling Grasso in that fight and having such a huge streak in her division, which is pretty hard to do nowadays at flyweight. Like, it's hard to string together all those wins. That's why we were so high on Blanchfield and Manon before they fought and lost. So it's going to be an exciting one to see Natalia Silva maybe get that shot if Whaley doesn't jump the line. And then, I agree. I really like the Grasso fight. I think that would be the most fun, exciting one. We also have UFC Noche coming up, which is, how far away is that? Is that at least like 8 weeks?
Or is it a little too months, soon? No?
Let me see. But that would be a dope fight for UFC Noche this year.
And then speaking of chaining wins together, Jasmine Jasdovicius, who also just fought recently on the Canada card.
September, so we got lots of time.
Oh, they could totally make that happen.
Yeah, that would be great. Aaron, call it out. Grasso, UFC Noche.
Boom.
Do it.
Yes.
But yes, continue.
Jasmine Jasdovicius. She has been grinding along, and she's one of those kind of quiet workers that is definitely been grinding along, making a name for herself. I think you could, even though she's ranked number 6, and I'd like to see Erin keep climbing that ladder, I feel like that would also be a good match to make.
Yeah, I agree. Like, that finish over Andrade was pretty impressive. So I think if she can, I think she's earned the opportunity to fight somebody in the top 5, so it's not like it would be a big step back for Blanchfield. So yeah, I agree too. That would be a fun one. Well, we actually got to watch a fight. Our what do you call it? Our makeshift main event was actually pretty good, you know?
It was good. I love Gamrot.
He's so fun.
I think he is such a great example of how to be dominant in wrestling and not be boring and keep moving people around. Like he's constantly moving people, striking. He's very creative with his strikes, you know, throwing the kicks, the knees, the punches, and then not losing control of his opponent. I love his grappling for MMA.
Yeah, so we're students of the sport. I can understand that the average person watching will be like, what the fuck is this? You know, like that first round where he just has him pushed up against the fence and he's kicking him and not letting Ludovic Klein get back up. Like I can understand a casual fan just being like, oh, this is boring. But I was very impressed. I was super impressed. I was like, yo, he is kicking him in the calf to sit him down on his butt and pull him down to the ground. And then no matter how good Klein's like get-ups were, he was able to find a way to just smash him and shut him down. I thought it was a great fight. And at the end, you saw Ludovic Klein kind of land a little bit on him. He had this like really sneaky left kick that would just whoosh, flick up there,
come over the guard and tag him nicely.
Dude,
no, it was nice.
Gamrot's like wrestler neck kept him from getting hurt by it because you ever see someone get kicked in the neck and it just bounces off? Like that's what happened. I'm like, oh, it's like the kick didn't even happen; it just bounced off of his wrestler neck. But yeah, it was a really good fight. It looked like Klein was able to like rock him a tiny bit, but then you never know if it was just like him shooting or him changing level or if he actually wobbled on his legs. That would happen a lot with what was his name, Makayev. A lot. Like he would get hit and you're like, ooh, he got hurt, but he's just doing that like sit down to the butt takedown, like that sit down to the butt level change. Yeah, he has those that Asian squat. Them Asian knees. They're like Megan knees, but better.
But I barely do that these days.
Excuse me. Still got a bit of a head cold. But Mateusz Gamrot, he was really aggressive, really fun to watch. And Ludovic Klein, he's one of these kind of lesser knowns, but anytime I'm looking up somebody and I'm like, oh, who's he fought? They've always lost to Ludovic Klein. I'm like, who is this guy? Like, anytime you get a kind of a newcomer or whatever, he's taken out Roosevelt Roberts, Thiago Moises, Ignacio Bahamondes. That was the one where I was just like, who is this guy that beat him? Because he's on a tear right now. So, yeah, this wasn't an easy feat to get ahead of this guy. And it was also a big risk to take, fighting someone with such a good streak who wasn't ranked, and you're ranked number 7.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know that it does anything for him on the rankings, but it was a good fight. I think we also saw an improvement in Gamrot striking against a very sharp striker. It was a risky fight, but he pushed forward. He found a way to win.
Yeah. Did you watch his press conference?
No.
He was feeling himself.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. So I don't know if he always spoke English, but he was like, he was speaking English and he was being pretty funny. Like, I'm like, oh, okay.
Was it funny or was it just his way of wording things together? Because he's a foreigner.
Well, but he also had this line where he was talking about fighting Benil Dariush, and he was like, yeah, Benil Dariush had the opportunity to fight me when he lost an opponent. I was going to show up short notice, and then he ended up picking someone else. So he said his nickname is God of War, but his nickname should be God of Staying Comfortable. And I'm like, oh.
He's shady.
Oh, okay, Mr. Mr. Camera. Oh, like it was really funny. But yeah, he was just kind of showing his personality a little bit, and I'm like, okay, this is what we need from this guy because he's somebody that no one wants to fight. You look at someone like Marab, who kind of had that same build where no one wanted to fight him, but then all of a sudden he started showing his personality, and people forgave him for beating Aldo, and forgave him for just smothering the competition, and they enjoyed just Marab as a fighter.
I was watching some of Marab's old fights. I didn't realize that he got his hairline fixed.
Oh, really?
I did not notice this.
Oh, okay.
I was like, who's that? And I was like, wait, that's
so funny. I didn't know that either.
Yes. He did it very discreetly. Maybe that's where this extra bout of confidence comes from.
Right? It's like getting a dick enlargement.
It's like getting into boob job.
Yes. All of a sudden you're extra spicy when it comes to the press conferences.
Man, if I had boobs, watch out.
Dude, I saw it. I saw it when we did our Final Fantasy VII cosplay.
Every once in a while, I still have the chest plate.
Yes. Yo, you guys, and I think it was that shirt too.
Every once in a while, I think about it.
I think you were wearing that shirt too, but Jess,
it looks different.
Dressed up it looked a little different with the enhancements. But Jessica dressed up as Tifa, and I was Barrett, of course, because I'm very color conscious when I cosplay. But it was really good because Jess had this huge like push-up bra that was just like, mostly air, but it looked really good
amazing.
on you.
It looked really good.
You fit huge tits. Not everybody can wear huge tits. Like,
it's my swimmer shoulders.
Yeah.
Just,
yeah,
frames it nicely.
I love that. Yeah.
Maybe I'll look into a boob job.
Hey,
I mean, I'm retired, so.
If you want to get into commentating and doing like the middle of the ring thing, I feel like a little bit of this. I feel like it's required. Yeah, you gotta
holding the mic.
You gotta be able to go. Tell me more about your strategy.
I know what I'm Googling this week.
Yeah, there you go. Just do it somewhere reputable. Don't go anywhere shady.
Oh, God,
don't go
no.
to TJ or something.
No, my God. Sorry. No, I've seen some suspicious looking augmentations from other countries. So definitely not. Yeah. Brazil. Work on it.
You want to see like the 10 years later, 20 years later, like those kind of reviews. Yeah. You don't want to get some saggy cement boobs.
No. We want buoyancy.
It's like when you go to like one of the regular gyms and they have a boxing bag and you hit the bottom of it and it's just hard.
Oh, yeah.
That's the equivalent of a bad boob job.
We don't need that.
A bad BBL. It's just like, it settles. It was great when it happened, but then the age and wear and tear just messed it up.
We don't need that.
No. Well, we had like a pretty random co-main event since the barber fight. So I caught up with the fights after I heard about the main event ending because I couldn't sit through hours of the same fucking commercial over and over again. So I was like, this doesn't have a lot of fights that I actually care about. So I'm just going to rewatch the ones but it actually did.
She doesn't care about that.
I mean, it actually did. Like, I was excited for Blanchfield Barber. I was excited for the Gamrot fight. I was excited for Jacoby, Ketlin. Like, most of them I wanted to watch. I just didn't want to have to sit through all the commercials in order to watch it. But, of course, the spoiler popped up before I could sit down and watch all the fights. So, how did it feel going from the Gamrot fight to waiting for Barber and Blanchfield to walk out?
I was scrolling on my phone during the commercials because
you didn't want to watch.
Because I didn't want to watch. I was like, I knew that the broadcast team would like take me out of my like little scrolling thing.
They'd let you know they were back.
and then all of a sudden I'm like listening and I'm like, what did they just say?
Yeah,
she's not coming out. I was like, no. I like threw my phone to the side and I was like, I was like, wow, they have no information and they are really struggling to have something to talk about to fill this airtime. I was like, I feel bad for them.
DC was so funny. He was just like, like he wore every emotion on his shoulder.
Thank goodness Laura held it down.
Yes.
She was like, I got this.
She was like, listen, guys, this is what happens with Barbara sometimes. She has health issues, you know? And everyone's just like staring at her cleavage, like, all right, Laura, whatever you say. But yeah, no, it was really funny, like seeing that whole thing unfold, because you can tell they were trying to save the fight.
Yeah. And I'm getting and then I started getting text messages and they're like, what do you think happened? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, obviously something that required somebody to call a doctor.
Yeah. So this actually happened before a few times, but it was the first time it happened in a main event, I think, like right before they walked out. But I remember, I forget which, it was Trevin Giles, who was actually supposed to be on this card too. He was supposed to fight, who was it? I wrote it down. He was supposed to fight Kevin Holland. And Kevin Holland was in the ring waiting for Giles to walk out, or vice versa. And he didn't walk out. He actually fainted right before he walked out. I don't remember that. Yeah, it was a long time ago. It was like 2021 or something. Wow. But yeah, and there was a couple other ones. There was another one where a guy was like in the cage, shadow boxing, getting ready, to fight, and then his opponent never came out to the cage. And so this is something that happens, and again, we don't want to take away from the seriousness of the situation. Like, this is definitely something that needed to happen. It wasn't just Barbara going, I don't feel like fighting today. But it just it's never happened in the main event, I think, or at least not in recent memory. So yeah, that was pretty wild. But instead of Gamrot being the co-main, we had Ramiz Brahimi versus Billy Ray Goff. Do you so I don't remember Ramiz Brahimi at all, but he is so cute.
Did you see him halfway over the fence? Like, it was like a Romeo and Juliet moment, and he's professing his feelings and his appreciation to DC. It was adorable.
It was, and then he shouts out Sean Shelby, and then they cut to Sean Shelby, and I swear, Shelby, I saw tears in your eyes.
He's a sook.
He was welling up. He was like,
oh, he's a sensitive Sam.
He is. He is. So I don't remember him, but I was looking at his Tapology, and he's had a lot of pullouts, injuries, just wasn't able to make it to the Contender Series because he had to pull out for injury. Then he finally got the call, was able to fight a few times on the UFC, but then would win or lose, and then he'd get injured again and again. So this was a really big deal for him.
Yeah.
To be able to get this opportunity, and the entire card just got mixed and matched. This card was cursed. I feel like this card was just a chopped salad of all the people who have had their fights canceled multiple times and was just finally trying to get their fight in this year, and then the fights get canceled again. You know what I mean? There were visa issues, there were weight misses, there were injuries, a lot of mixing and matching. Luckily, these two guys were able to make the walk, and unfortunately for Billy Ray Goff, it was a very fast night for him.
It was. How do you say his name? Braham.
You just corrected me.
I know, and I just spaced out.
Ramirez Brahimaj.
Brahimi. I'm sure they'll correct us. Listen, Brahimi came out immediately, put Goff on his, pressured him up against the cage and started trying to force those takedowns. He took his back. He had him. Goff got up, tried to reverse it. He went for a takedown of his own, and that is when Brahimi sunk in that guillotine.
It was good.
It was a nice elbow over, little C grip action. It was arm. super tight. Just a lot of constriction and forcing Goff to tap. So
Goff tapped in the first bite, it looked like
he didn't realize he tapped. And so he like made that elbow over adjustment again.
Yeah, and then he was
him.
out. Oof, that was nasty. And I hate when the camera sits on the unconscious, like cross-eyed
leave him alone
fighter that is like just dead to the world. Like that shit is traumatizing every family member of poor Billy Ray Goff.
You know it's going to be a highlight.
Yeah, they're gonna keep showing it. Like just show the drop. Like the drop is good enough.
Yeah,
you don't have to see the aftermath of him like seething on the like he looked like he was having a seizure. On the ground. Like it was nasty that they sat on that shot. Like I felt horrible because you could hear his family in the apex too, and I'm just like, oh God, I hope he's not looking at the camera.
Yeah, and now every time Brahimaj fights, that will be replayed.
No.
Yeah. We're all somebody's highlight reel.
Yeah, for sure. But that sucks.
It's hard when the family's there. That's why I don't let my family come.
Yeah,
and they wonder why. I'm like, you really want to see that?
I know.
If that happened? No, I'll call you afterwards. Chill. We'll have dinner.
We're not going to talk about the fight at dinner, but we'll have dinner.
If you do, I'll stab you.
We're having steak. The sharp knives will be out. Oh, man. Well, yeah, I loved his post-fight speech. I love that, he was able to get the bonus, it looks like. Yeah, performance of the night. So good for him. I really felt like a turning point for him in his career, and hope to see more of that in the future. Dustin Jacoby too, speaking of turning points, he's on a 2 knockout streak against these prospects coming in there trying to spoil his show. He's been dropping them like crazy, and this one, it came off of a jab. Like a jab started it.
I know.
Woof. What a hard hitter. Like just Dustin
I wish my
Jacoby.
jab did that shit.
Dude, if you were built like Jacoby, you wouldn't need a boob job. Like you would be stacked, man. This dude, he's built like a stone.
We call it a brick shit house.
Yes. Yeah, I said stone. I was looking for brick shit house. Yes. But yeah, he is strong. He's big. Everything seems functional. Like there's nothing extra on him, and he looks natural too. Like I'm not saying that he like looks like a lab rat or anything, but like that jab that he was able to hit him with was so nasty. It wobbled the mess out of Bruno Lopes, and then I was cracking up because he got him up against the fence, and DC kept going, he needs to give him space. Like he was doing kind of the coaching,
and his corner was saying the same thing. It was hilarious.
Yeah,
you could hear everybody mic'd up yelling, "Create space,
give him space." But at the same time, I was like, just let him do it. Like he's fine.
He'll get there.
Fine. He's messing him up. Like sometimes you get in that pocket and you just know that the whirlwind, you're gonna win. Like he was so wobbly on his feet. Like he didn't have a lot of like body core connection at that point. His feet he was literally just being held up by the fence, which is probably why everyone wanted him to have space, so he had space to fall down. But yeah, Jacoby found it, and it was a nasty finish.
Yeah, Beltran gave Lopes all the chances to recover. Maybe too many.
He loves violence. Look at him. I know. He loves it.
You saw his post the other day, somebody getting shot.
No. What? What?
So Beltran's an ex police officer.
Yeah, right.
And he's
probably military too, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
But he's like pretty outspoken about, his points of views. And he posted a video of a police shooting an assailant and then giving commentary and support about how it was like a good shot.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's
cool.
He's all for the violence.
Yeah, so he gives you a chance to come back, and that did not happen for poor Bruno Lopes. Some people were upset that Jacoby didn't get a bonus.
I'm kind of upset too. Why not?
Yeah. I don't know. It's a weird one because, like, yeah, you only had a handful of fights. Maybe because they only had a handful of fights.
There were like 5.
They should have had more money.
They had plenty.
They had more money left over. The card was definitely in the green.
Yeah, they didn't have to pay out Macy. That's like 5 bonuses right there.
Yeah.
Sorry, 2 cents.
It's not fair.
Is that rude?
It's not fair. No, it's not rude at all. It's a
Facts.
fair assessment. Yeah, I'm a little sad about that too. But good for Dustin, man. He's really putting his name back out there.
Yeah,
like,
say something about his age.
Hey, say something. I dare you.
Something.
I dare you. He'll knock you out. Yeah.
Hey.
He will. But I love it. I love that he's coming in and upsetting all these kids, and I just want to keep seeing it happen. So we'll see what else is next for Dustin Jacoby. And then a fight I was very annoyed about, Ketlin Vieira versus Macy Chiasson. I wonder what is the difference between someone being asked to fight at a higher weight class versus just showing up and taking 20% of their purse. Like, do they call you and say, hey, this person isn't going to get anywhere close to 135, so if you decide to weigh in at 135, they're going to cancel your fight?
It probably happened far enough out in fight week to where it was a conversation.
Well, I was creeping on Macy Chiasson because she was asking to come out and train with us. So I'm like, oh, we're friends now. So I was creeping on her stories, and she posted a picture of her on the scale at 138. And she goes, hey, I was ready to make championship weight. This is all on Ketlin. We got the call, and, I'm still going to fight, but I just want everyone to know that I was ready.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering how that happens,
Again, I think it's probably management got involved. It was far enough out to where that conversation happened. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I don't know what the difference is between because it happened with like Jose Aldo when he fought in Canada.
Yeah, and again, that was like the night of the weight cut. Yeah, so I just wonder, like, is it just a matter of communication? Like they just hit up the matchmakers, or
I think management got involved.
Yeah, and they're
probably
just like, hey,
over.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Because it would have been nice for Macy to be able to get that 20% with a loss. Like, it would have been nice for her to be able to do that. But at the same time, you want the fight to happen, and I think the commission wouldn't allow it to happen.
Yeah, if it's 9 pounds away from each other, then it won't happen.
Yeah. So that's a shame that happened. It definitely looked like Ketlin was bigger and stronger.
No, she big girled her.
Yeah.
You see, every time Macy got in on a takedown,
dude,
she just butt dragged and sat the weight down on her. Like, it makes a difference. She was a weight bully in this fight. She definitely played out to her advantage.
She was, and you could see the skill too. Like Macy, when she would come in, like there was a little slickness with the reversals with Ketlin, but at the same time, when you're fighting someone who is a lot more physical, a lot bigger, stronger, and they're throwing their weight around, she couldn't have even made it to 138 where Macy was the night that she learned that it was going to be at 145.
Yeah, I wish it could have been at least like a catch weight,
Yeah, like 140, and I'm sure the conversation was she can't make 140.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
that is so crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was the strategy. I mean, I don't remember Ketlin Vieira having a weight issue previously.
Yeah, let's see. I don't think so either, but she's always seemed like a big girl.
Definitely.
Okay, so against Yana Santos, she missed weight by 2 pounds. And it was a catch. Oh, well, yeah, it was a catch weight because she missed weight by 2 pounds. And that's it on her Tapology. That's the only time she missed weight. So, yeah, it's a shame. It really is, because Macy was kind of streaking. Like, she's She's had a lot of success at 135. She's fought at 45 before, but it seems like she's more physical at 35. And yeah, it's just one of those fights where she's always going to wonder what would have happened if they were both at the weight that they decided.
There's an asterisk next to this fight. There just is.
Yeah. But I think she'll be able to bounce back. Like, she's coming off of 2 finishes before this fight. Ketlin just looked bigger and stronger. Mm-hmm. But the first round, I thought, was a little strange. Like, there was a lot of movement. I'm wondering if she was worried about the power of Ketlin, because there was a lot of circling on the outside. And I felt like if she had approached the first round the way she approached the last 30 seconds of the last round, then it would have been a different fight.
Potentially. I think that there is something to what you were saying, just not knowing what that power was going to feel like, how damaging it was going to be, because she moved a little apprehensive. And I think the adjustment that would have helped her a lot was to be more of a counter striker like Ketlin Vieira was. Macy could have, pulled strikes out of her, then countered off of it, or been like first and third kind of thing.
Yeah.
But maybe she felt something in there that she wasn't comfortable with.
Yeah. It's one of those things where, like, the thing that you're afraid of ends up
being your path to success.
Yes. The thing that you're afraid of ends up getting you in trouble because of the way that you react to this fear.
Yeah.
So it seemed like she was circling. And then when she finally decided to go, it was just the wrong time.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, if she had kind of pulled something out and then gone, then I think she would have had more success. But she looked like nasty in that last 30 seconds of the fight. Like, once she was able to finally get up. And then there was also a fear too, where her corner was yelling, get your feet on the hips, push, get up. You got to open your guard, get up. And then when she finally did it in the last seconds of the round, it worked.
Yeah.
So I think there was a lot of just, you're fighting someone bigger. They feel stronger. A lot of times it just feels impossible to move against them until you do the things that you practice and you're like, oh, it worked.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
Shit. I could have done it earlier.
Yeah. There's a false sense of security sometimes until you just like hit that fuck it button.
Yeah.
Like keeping a guard closed or keeping somebody tight on you, trying to stay safe instead of creating that space and movement. It ends up, being to your own detriment at times.
Yeah. So what do you think's next for Ketlin Vieira? Do you think she opens up the 145 division again?
No, I don't. I really don't think they'll do that. I don't think there's a want or a need for it. I mean, Ketlin just lost a hard-fought fight to Kayla Harrison. She could, you could mix her in with like Dumont, Pennington, just to kind of keep it in there. Or you could what about Eileen Perez? What about, some of these girls ranked a little bit lower? Because I don't think this win really, again, to me, there's an asterisk next to it. I don't know what it does for, the people that do the rankings, or, getting, or what it does to the matchmakers, really. But I think that this fight didn't really do much for her.
Yeah, I agree. Just because of, the weight miss, it's almost like wanting to fight in a different division, like it really does put an asterisk beside it. And you're just kind of wondering, okay, what's going to happen when she actually is able to make weight? Yeah. Eileen Perez, she missed weight before too, only by like 1.5 pounds, but that might be a fun one for her because she might not care. She might not care if she's a little bigger because she's a little thicker of a girl too. And she has the grappling, so she'd be able to show off her chops in that department, see if she can out-wrestle Ketlin. I kind of like that fight. I think that would be a fun one.
I agree. Make it happen.
Yeah, if she has to fight down. I like that fight. And then there were a couple fights on the prelims I wanted to talk about.
Which ones?
Well, of course, we got to talk about our girl.
Our TikTok friend.
Our TikTok friend, Elise. Say it again.
Ardelion.
Ardelion.
That's how they announce it.
She's so fancy.
I know. I think it's like Spanish or something.
Yeah, that was fancy. Fancy name.
Yeah, so she fought Dos Santos, who is more naturally an atom weight fighter, and it just looked like it was a fun fight. I don't think Dos Santos was giving as much as she was receiving. They ended up getting fight of the night. It was an exciting opener to this card. And Ardeline, I think that this opponent's style of fighting played into her game a lot better than the other girls that she's fought.
Yeah.
And she was able to showcase, she used her size, her range. She was, as soon as Dos Santos would telegraph with her punches, because she wouldn't, really faint beforehand, and she just started kind of throwing things out of desperation. But Ardeline had an answer every single time she tried to come forward.
Yeah, that first round, I was scared for her. She was, Dos Santos was hitting her with a lot of hooks over the top, like Ardeline, Ardelion.
I keep going back to Ardell.
I know, right?
I said it right.
Arleline's easy to say, but at least her lead arm was a little low, so every time she came in, she was able to get hit over the top. But then she started finding her mark, and she started moving her head in and out. Like, neither of them really had like side to side head movement, but Elise was good at pulling, like we were talking about with the other fight. She was good at like hitting, pulling out just as Dos Santos tried to counter, and then coming back in. And I'm like, okay, the hands are working today. Like, she's really been upping the output. She was able to like strike really nice, wobbled her a few times. Like, both of them were getting after it when it came to like the power. And at one point, she just like busted Dos Santos's lip to the point where she looked like that girl that dresses up like the Joker. Oh. She had the Wang Kong face paint on, but it was a good fight. Like, I like watching that fight. Me and Adam were just like, "Oh, this is good." Yeah, like that was the one fight we watched live before we started playing video games. But
how could you turn away after that one?
The commercials.
No, man, I was in it. I was like, okay,
yeah, like we're
ready for this card.
We're in,
ready for it.
I don't know, the Oki fight, like kind of like. I was like, what is this? Fucking Contender Series, guys.
That was hard too, because again, they want to push these Contender Series people. It's like they're invested in their product and they want to push it. So it can get a little bit annoying.
So I think that fight actually kind of highlighted how good Dos Santos and Ardelion's fight was. It was a good scrap. And if anything, I was watching and I'm like, dude, if anything, like they're going to give Dos Santos another chance, because she gets after it. Like, she stays in the pocket. She throws bombs. Like, she's trying her best to win. And I really do feel bad for her, because Dos Santos, she's on her way to having more split decision robberies than me. Like, her first two in the UFC was a split decision against Talita Alencar, split decision loss, and then Puja Tamar, which we were all up in arms about. Like, that.
Oh, she won that fight.
Was not. Yeah, she won. She won that fight, but
I forget that was her.
Yeah, that was her. And the Talita Alencar one happened on her birthday. Yeah, so it's horrible. She's had a really rough run in the UFC, but oh wait, no, it didn't. I'm like looking at her birthday on Tapology. I'm like, no, it didn't. I think somebody said that though, and then I just believed it. I took it at face value. Oh no, the Puja Tamar one happened on her birthday. That's rude. That was the biggest one, the biggest robbery. So I hope that they give her another chance, because I consider her 2-1 in the UFC, not 0-3. And usually it's at least a 4-fight contract if you're.
They'll let her fight it out.
Yeah. So hopefully they'll give her one more. But I was really impressed with Elise Ardeline's improvements since her last two. Both of these girls were coming off of 2 losses, and
Their
fighting
back was
for
up
the
against
contract.
the wall. Absolutely.
Yeah, and you could tell. So I'm happy that they got fighting tonight. I think they both deserved it, and it was a dope fight. Maybe we can hit up Elise and get her on the show.
As soon as I get my phone back, I'm gonna slide into that girl's DMs.
Hey, we won't be the only one. Oh, and I like that she did her face that made her famous.
Yes.
After her win, she finally got a post-fight speech, and she was able to do the.
Yeah, I mean, her nerves were a little shot. Her face was a little swollen, but she made it happen.
You know what she was doing.
Exactly.
It still pulled through.
Exactly.
And then one more, the fight, a couple fights later, Jordan Leavitt, what a great moment for him.
Yeah, he's had a tough run too.
Yeah.
He's a talented grappler, and he got a really nice body lock to take down, and then finished with a nice anaconda choke.
Yeah.
Did his cute little victory breakdancing kind of thing.
Yeah. And hey, I talk a lot of shit about DC, but I thought that was so cool that he gave him that moment. Like he was like, yeah, you say you're not going to twerk anymore. You're not going to do this and that, but we need a celebration. And then Leavitt, he pulled it out. That was an excellent worm. Such a great worm. But like even better was the submission. He's always been one of these people who I felt like was going to do a lot of things in the UFC. Just his ability to submit people, his ability to just get right into the takedown, but also his personality outside of the cage too. Like he did the famous what was it, Dirty Dancing celebration?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember
the Dirty Dancing?
You know when the guy runs, or when he holds up the girl.
I think that's
and
our next challenge. You're gonna hold me.
Oh God, no!
I mean, I flipped you and all that stuff.
You
I
have
deserve
to do the holding. My like lockout isn't strong. Like you're gonna land right on my face.
Fine.
I need to work on my handstand first before I can do that with another person. But yeah, he did hit the dirty dancing after one of his wins.
Oh my God, I have to see that. I feel like
I gotta find it.
I feel like I've seen it, but it's just not coming. It's not coming to mind right now. I just remember he always does like a really cool dance afterwards. And the splits are imprinted in my mind.
Here we go.
The Pride days when we saw Quentin Rampage Jackson.
What a fucking cutie.
Yeah.
Oh,
how cute.
That's
and this
adorable.
is when he got his first knockout. Who did he knock out? I forget.
Probably some split that. More Dirty Dancing.
Oh, he did it twice.
come on, coach, lock those arms out.
I know, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
You're not tired. You weren't the one fighting. Lock him out.
So yeah, he's a really fun character, and I'm happy that he's back on the winning side. He dropped a couple recently. You know, he lost to Chase Hooper and Pemlet most recently, but he's been able to string together more wins than losses.
Yeah.
So I like that he's getting his groove back with the Kurt Holobaugh win. And he's a tough cookie to finish as well. So.
He just needs to make more TikTok dances.
Yeah, he has to get on TikTok. Sorry, guy. I know you're like almost aged out of TikTok, but you got to get on there.
Yeah, it was too late for me, so do it. Do it before it's too late. Take it from me.
Yeah, do it. Well, yeah, those are all the fights that I wanted to talk about. And then next week, do we have fights or is it another break?
Oh, we have June 7th is UFC 316.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we have your boy Marab and the other guy, Sean O'Malley.
Ooh, the other guy.
I didn't know what to say. And then we have Penne and Harrison.
Okay.
And then Gastelum and Pfeiffer have been moved. Hopefully Pfeiffer is feeling a lot better.
His booty.
No tummy bum issues.
Don't drink the water in Jersey either, okay, Pfeiffer?
He's from Philly. The water's way tougher over there. He's conditioned.
True,
He's
true.
fine.
Yeah.
And then we also have a very exciting addition in Patchy Mix coming into the bantamweight division, and he will be fighting Mario Bautista.
Yes, this isn't an easy fight for Patchy Mix. I know, like, people are really excited about him coming in, and this is like a good test for him. Like, Mario Bautista, he beat Aldo.
He smothered Aldo, and he did not actually win that fight. That's just my opinion.
Yes, but he knows how to do enough for the judges to be like, all right, I'll give it to this guy.
So mad at that.
Yeah.
Just furious.
But Patchy Mix, he's definitely a stud on the ground. You rarely see him look bad in a fight. So I'm really excited to see what he can do. I feel like this is going to be one of those quality additions to the UFC from another promotion.
Yeah, after the Pitbull debacle. You guys need to rep your previous organization better.
It was just a few years too late. If they had brought him in like 2020, he would have been fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just waited. He aged out a bit when it came to that. But yeah, lots of good fights on this card. Even on the prelims, we forgot to mention Kevin Holland versus Vicente Luque. It's just kind of like a fun fight, fun card opener. And on the prelims, you have Johnny Walker. He's fighting Azmat Mirzakhanov. Not sure who that is, but we got a Johnny Walker fight. And Azmat is undefeated, 14-0. So I hope we don't see another cartoon knockout of Johnny Walker, but you know that could happen.
Hopefully. When was his last fight? Has it been a year? That man needs to take time off in between his fights.
Yeah,
and also maybe move up to heavyweight. I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah, maybe. His last fight was June 22nd. So almost a year.
Okay.
But he was knocked out by
Exactly.
Volkan.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully it's enough time. He hasn't been shaking his brain up too much before getting this fight. So hopefully he'll be okay. But
I wonder what happens to Marlon Vera, because he was supposed to fight Batista. And I'm guessing he got moved to another card.
I think he might have just gotten hurt. Because it was a short notice replacement. Yeah. So I think he just got hurt. So hopefully he'll be okay. Another addition, I think, is Chaos Williams. He's fighting one of the guys that got pulled from the last card. Who is it? Gustafson. He was supposed to fight on this card, and now he gets to fight Caleb Williams, which should be fun.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Hey, here's your prize. Also,
you're welcome.
I know, right? Like,
when I throw you a bone, I don't want to know how it tastes.
Hey, at least
Just
he doesn't have to be in the apex when he,
well, that's okay.
gets hit. He'll know it's happening because the crowd will be going crazy.
They'll let him know how bad it is.
Yeah. Ooh, your nose is hanging off.
No.
Ariane Lipsky is fighting Wang Kong. We get to see another Joker weigh in.
I do like that.
You like it?
I do. I like when people get to, express themselves.
Yeah. Well, yeah. She'll say some weird stuff. Go, you want to fight me? You know how I got this scar? Yeah. It's really strange, but people love it. So
it works. It works for her.
Yeah, let her do it. And then we have Jekka Saragi. He's fighting
Saragi.
Oh, yes. How could I have messed that up? And he's fighting.
Go ahead.
You go.
Yuju Sang.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
It's Yuju Sang.
Oh, God.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Listen, together we can say something correctly.
Yeah, there you
work
go. Yuju Sang, as you sang, it's all the same thing,
Yes, exactly that. Well done.
Yeah. You got any picks for this card yet, or you still need to check out the tape?
You know what? I probably need to check out some tape, but we're just going to go. I'm just going to shoot from the hip. I'm going, Merab's going to retain. All right. I'm going to get some hate from this, but I think Penne is going to win.
Hey, I mean, against Ketlin, like, she showed some holes.
Exactly. And now she has to go 5 rounds.
Yeah, and then the Pacheco fight, people keep forgetting about that. Larissa Pacheco, she was able to just outwork Kayla and make her angry and not happy. I
cannot count out Juliana Penne.
It's hard
This woman just takes people and like throws their like everything that they have on paper, and she's like, ugh.
Like, fuck your technique.
Yeah,
I'm gonna beat you with my head.
Exactly.
And
exactly. So yeah, I'm leaning towards Penne on this one. Again, I have some footage to watch. I think Pfeiffer's gonna pull the win off of Gastelum, and I got Patchy Mix.
Okay.
Over Batista.
Yeah, I feel like I have similar picks. I feel like I gotta go with Kayla though for that fight. I just feel like, she showed such dominance against Holm, not dominance, but just, she figured her way out of tough situations with Ketlin. She was just mad that she wasn't able to finish her, really. But I think if she can control someone like that, she should be able to find her way to controlling Pena.
Sure.
I agree with the Merab fight. I think it's going to be the same fight. If O'Malley finds the mark, though, that's definitely a thing that Merab has to watch out for. Remember, he lost that last round. Or maybe not lost, but just got hurt in that last round against O'Malley.
Those straight kicks, right?
Yeah. He got hurt to the body. He circled the bed, and then he just, clowned him for the last few seconds. But, yeah, there's definitely a chance for O'Malley to get this win back. Gastelum, Pfeiffer. I'm going Pfeiffer. I think Gastelum's just... not as athletic, not as
I feel like he's
scary as he
so
used to be.
talented and just doesn't do anything with it. Like discipline wise.
I feel like Gastelum fights like he's 10 years older than he actually is. Like he skipped his prime. Like when he was on Tough, he was a monster. He was just like this dark horse that came out, was dropping people, was just like really, really good in the boxing department. And then you get to like his last few fights and he's just looked flat. Like he doesn't look like he did when people were excited about him.
I just, I think back to when, we showed up at Alliance MMA in Chula Vista and Gastelum had just kind of left the gym and he started branching out, going into other places to train. And I remember just everybody talking about his work ethic.
Oh, okay.
And so that always stands in my mind. And I mean, we see it on the scale with him.
Yeah.
We see it in his, flatness in the fights kind of thing. And I wonder if that is, the underlying issue. And again, I haven't, been in the same training room as him very often, but that's kind of what stands out to me.
Yeah, I mean, that very well could be it. Like, if you lose the passion to just work the hardest in the room and be the person who is, winning the rounds and all this stuff, then it's easy to, like, not look as good as you are, even if you're physically able to show up the way that you used to 5 years ago. So yeah, that I feel like Pfeiffer still has that juice. He's still like really excited to be there. And I think that's all you need really right now to be Gastelum when like the skills are matched.
Yeah, they're kind of, I don't want to say an exact mirror image of each other, but they both favor the boxing and the wrestling. Kelvin has a little bit more in the ways of like submission skills that I have seen, but I think that Joe Pfeiffer does it just a little bit better.
Yeah, same. And then who did you pick for Batista Patchy Mix?
Patchy Mix.
You got Patchy Mix?
Yes.
I don't know, man. Batista, he finds a way. It's a tough one for me. I'm going to have to watch tape before I put my stamp on that
for
one.
sure. And again, I'm going to go watch, but those are like my
yeah,
just quick takes.
You're off the cuff.
Yes.
I think that this is random, but I think Lipsky can beat Wayne Kong.
Really?
Yeah, like you saw her last one. She was kind of doing all right, but then just got a little sloppy, got taken down and submitted. So I feel like Lipsky can find a way around Wayne Kong's initial barrage. She hasn't really beaten anyone notable yet. So yeah, I think this is a good step up for her, but I feel like Lipsky can out veteran her.
Okay.
And then I think that's all. Oh, Joshua Van. I have Joshua Van over Bruno Silva too. I think Silva he's very technically good, but he's hittable. We've seen him get hurt in fights before, and Joshua Van is just like a monster on the feet. So
all right.
yeah, and then probably Chaos Williams for the poor guy who's stepping in to fight him short notice. Oh, poor guy.
It is what it is. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, scratch their back, they'll scratch yours at least once. So.
One scratch before we kick you to the curb. Get out of here, Gustafson. Call your brother back.
They're like that.
Oh man. All right. Well, anything else on your mind for today?
I mean, we have some topics that I can, go into if
Like
you want
what?
to. So we can do roulette with these links that I have just off the topics.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to go. Oh.
Oh yeah.
I'll go
I'm
with this
excited
one.
about this.
I'll go with this one. Okay, so watch this fight. So mom knocks out her son's ex.
What?
Yes. There was a cage fight. And again, this is just like a link headline that I saw that I clipped for, just different stuff to talk about. How would you like it if somebody hurt your baby boy's feelings and you got to fight her in the cage?
So I feel like this is one of those, and okay, I'll still answer the question, but I feel like this is one of those things where people just put a caption over a video that you'll believe.
For sure. But it's a topic of conversation.
But it's a topic of conversation. I would love if I had a baby boy and his ex like cheated on him, did something really dirty, I don't know, gave him an STD, something like that. But I don't know. I would love to beat up a girl no matter what. I don't really need a reason, but if there was some extra emotional tie to it, then yeah. Even better. I'm basically doing it right now. Like everyone I fight is going to be like fucking 20 years younger than me. So I'm basically beating up my son that I never had's exes every time I get out there.
Well, it brought me back to like the days when I would punk the girls that were mean to my brother.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Good
I
for
was
you.
this very protective older sister. I
Yeah.
would always find ways to make sure people understood that was not okay.
Yeah. I'll let you have it. Yeah, it's unfair for guys sometimes because, you're not allowed to hit girls. So you have to call in the reserves. You have to call in the sisters to handle the business for you because you don't want to be, a dick.
Yes. I got you.
Make it fair. She's on my team. She's going to beat you up for me. She represents me.
Okay, here's one more. And this is, again, just grabbing headlines. So ex-UFC fighter reveals how he smuggled a kilo of coke through a Colombian airport.
Oh, how?
So he
Tell me
says it in
more.
the interview. Former UFC middleweight veteran Ian Hurricane Heinisch
Oh, yeah.
tells an insane story about
That
how
guy's
during the
crazy.
darker period of his life, he managed to smuggle a kilo of coke in his stomach through Colombian airport, bypassing security, x-ray scanner, and police, all in the process. Now, I just wonder, I'm like, should you be talking about this?
I mean, there's no proof that he actually did it. There's a confession.
Allegedly.
I mean, you can always say, "Oh, I said this for entertainment
For
value."
shock value.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you have no way to like actually say that I did this. But also, it's pretty crazy.
Leave it for your book.
Yeah, right?
Leave it for your memoirs.
I think it's pretty recorded. Like, he's pretty open about, like, being in prison and stuff. Like, I think that's his background. Like, he was in prison. He did all this crazy stuff. And then he became a fighter so he could, like, not have to do all that in order to make money. But, yeah, I feel like he has a really crazy backstory like that.
I need to know more.
Yes. We'll do a deep dive on this guy.
That's incredible.
Later.
We should try and interview him.
Yeah. Yeah. What else you got?
What is this? Okay. Schaub kicked out of Little League game.
Oh my gosh. What did he?
Former UFC fighter and podcaster and now Little League coach Brendan Schaub was recently thrown out of a game after arguing multiple calls from the umpire. You can see the umpire initially warned Schaub and then eventually thrown him out after the second call, which was followed up by Schaub walking down the umpire before leaving the field. Now, as somebody who grew up playing like softball and baseball, I used to play with the boys until they started getting just a little bit too fast.
Too big.
But man, I could see myself getting pretty heated. I could see me throwing attitude and a very sensitive umpire throwing me out of a game.
If it was anyone else, I would side with the heated parent. But because Brendan Schaub, I'm just like, he probably didn't even know what was going on. Like, horrible call, didn't see it. Like, that's kind of the thing. He
just runs out yelling, and he doesn't even know what he's yelling about.
Yeah, what are you doing? It's not even his kid. His kid's on first base. He's, like, mad at him for calling something on some other kid that he thought was his. But no, if it was anyone else, I'd be like, oh, yeah, they probably weren't at fault, but it's Brendan Schaub. It was probably his fault.
Oh,
come on! You don't agree?
I agree.
Yeah, okay.
I agree.
Don't make me the bad guy.
Calm down.
I already made the seizure jokes earlier. You can't make me the bad guy in every conversation.
No, I just said I could see myself getting thrown out too for crossing the line.
Yeah, but if it were you, I'd be more like, oh, there's probably some backstory there.
Thank you.
If it's Brendan Schaub, I'm like,
guilty.
Yeah.
Straight to jail.
He's drunk. He's high.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, this has been another Two Straws, but we also have a giveaway we've been dying to do. I didn't get the names cut out yet, but let's show you what you can win. We have another exclusive, unbuyable Two Straws
limited
t-shirt.
edition.
Yes, no one else has this except for the other person who won the thing. This is a adult small, but it's pretty big. So make sure to subscribe so you can be part of the giveaway that we'll do. We'll do it next weekend. And since we missed last month, we have two things. So the other prize, there's going to be two winners this month. The other prize is a pair of booty shorts.
No, they have not been worn.
UFC officials, see the tags there. So
yeah, they haven't been worn. So
there
don't get too excited.
No booty sweat.
No.
In this,
you would have to pay extra for that.
You'll both get a pair of UFC socks too. So bam, we got two prizes. We'll do the raffle next episode. So make sure you subscribe, become a member, join us so that you can be part of the giveaway. And then we'll do another one at the end of next month. So make sure you do that. And we'll see you for the pay-per-view. And yeah, it should be a fun weekend of fights.
Can't wait.
Yeah, we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.